Hey, what's going on everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about all the latest AFL trade news. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So for those of you who haven't heard, Sam Frost has officially been traded to the Hawthorn Football Club alongside pick 42, pick 61 and a future 4th round selection, while Melbourne received pick 50 and a future 2nd round selection. I think this was I'd probably say it was a bit of an even trade, but I think Hawthorn might have actually won this trade. I mean, they got Sam Frost, a couple of picks, and a future round selection, while Melbourne obviously got pick 50 and a future 2nd round selection. Well, if, Hawthorn make the 8 next year, which I think they might be able to do, that future 2nd round selection might be like pick 35 or something. So I think it was a very good trade by the Hawks, and I think they might have actually won it. It obviously gives them more depth, another key defender they can potentially add into the team, and yeah, I was surprised to see these couple of trades get done today, but we also got the Ed Langdon one, which I'll be covering in a different video, but it seemed like there was a real big, connection issue and, chemistry issue with the Melbourne Demons backline at the end of the year. Sam Frost oftenly having arguments with a couple of the players, including Stephen May, and yeah, it did not look pretty at all. Stephen May was oftenly out of positions, and then Sam Frost was out in the wrong position. It took them a long time to gel, and I don't think they ever actually gelled together like the Melbourne Demons actually hoped they would. And yeah, it didn't work out at all. And as you can see right now, yeah, it was a pretty big fight. It happened in a couple of games, and I think there was one where it really outbraked, and it looked like they were actually going to start, getting into it really massively. And yeah, it just didn't look good at all, and didn't look good for the Melbourne Football Club. I don't know how they're going to bounce back through the season, but yeah, I think Sam Frost, for a player to, leave your club due to potentially other plays, that could have been the reason to be a part of it, and if that is actually the case, that is pretty bad no matter how much you look at it. I mean, for a player to have to leave your club because he has bad chemistry with another player, or, he doesn't like certain players on the team, that's pretty bad, and that definitely doesn't win you premierships, doesn't get you in the 8. And yeah, it probably end up being a good move for Melbourne to actually trade him. It was either him or Stephen May, and they just got Stephen May into the team, and they have, high promises, etc. for him to potentially get back to his best football. While, Sam Frost, I think it was the easy decision to let him go. So you could say that, yeah, Hawthorn won the trade with picks and all of this stuff, and they got a, required player back into the team. But then you could also say Melbourne also won the trade because they got rid of a player they didn't necessarily need/want, who also had chemistry issues and, locker room issues. However you want to put it, that's what you could potentially say, and that's why you could potentially argue that Melbourne won the trade. So, yeah, I'm pretty much going to say it was a win-win situation here and there, and obviously gives a new look to Melbourne's backline, where they'll have obviously a couple of changes going into next season, and yeah, I expect a couple of players to get into the team, and yeah, it's going to be a very interesting situation to see how they do it. And they just got Ed Langdon in a trade as well, which I said I'll be talking about in a different video, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, very good trade by the Melbourne Demons and Hawthorn Football Club, in my opinion. They get a player to add in their backline. It helps their rotation out a little bit more. I'm pretty sure he will be 100% in their starting 22. I mean, they definitely got him for a reason. And they got a couple of picks here and there, and a guaranteed pick for next year, which, Hawthorn, they always have their eyes set on a couple players, and yeah, I think that future 4th round selection will either be used for Jonathan Patton or maybe a player in the upcoming, in the 2020 trade period. So Hawthorn definitely setting themselves up there potentially to make a couple more moves, while, Melbourne, they just get another pick, which may not be, pick 50 may not be the best pick, but if you draft right, you can always get a good player. And then obviously the future 2nd round pick, it might not be, very high or something. I think it's going to be pretty low down in the orders, because I think Hawthorn might have a better season. I mean, they're already adding in, Sam Frost, they're adding in Tom Mitchell, really. They're going to be adding Jonathan Patton in. I'm sure they might land in maybe another couple of players here and there, but who really knows what's going to happen. And yeah, obviously it helps out with the rotation even more of just getting Tom Mitchell back in the team, Chad Wingard can go and play more down forward, etc. I think the Hawthorn are definitely building something good, and getting a couple more players in is definitely going to help. But yeah, Sam Frost is a little bit of a risky one. Don't know how good he's going to be for Hawthorn, because obviously he wasn't exactly the best player for Melbourne. I mean, their backline was oftenly rattled, but then you could say that wasn't even really his fault. That was the midfield's fault, etc. But either way, I think it could have been a win-win for both teams and might actually end up being a win-win for both teams in the long run. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. But anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for all the latest AFL news and AFL content. Don't forget to comment in the comment section down below. What do you guys think about this trade? Who do you guys think won it? I definitely would really like to know your thoughts and opinions down below. So make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.